Hi guys. Okay, I've done as much as I can on this one. It's who knew, like you said, who knew? Tell me why it would be so complicated. What's complicated is the timing in the chorus. In the verse, it's really easy. I won't go through all the stuff that what's it called, Jerry's guitar bar does. He shows it really well, and what he shows, the intro, you can then use for the verse as well. So you've got bum, 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 da, 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 da. So you've just got that bass strum style. Boom chaka, boom chaka. Oh, I've tuned my guitar down a whole step. So my E string is down to D, but all my other strings are down a whole step. So my A string is down to G, my D string is down to C, yeah, so they've all gone down a step in pitch, because that's what Neil Young did, and I was trying to work out the song. Yeah, so you don't have to do that, of course. You can just keep it in standard tuning and just do exactly what I'm doing. Verse is very simple. And yes, and the style, well, you saw from the Jerry's bar thing, it's bass strum style, and he's basically doing an alternating bass. So say on a C, for example, A string down up, D string down up, yeah, goes to D chord, D string down up, A string down up, yeah, goes to the A minor, A string, D string, and he puts a hammer on there. Goes to the G, puts a hammer on there. I can't remember exactly, which hammer-ons he's doing. I bet he does it slightly different. He does, doesn't he? He does it slightly differently every time he performs it. So the main thing is that you get the basic style, which is this bass strum style with alternating bass. Yeah, that is hitting a different string for the bass note. A string, D string, and he puts hammer-ons in. So with this hand, hammer-ons. Yeah. So the timing, because that's the technical part of that's the style of it. So for the verse we got, I don't know the words, sorry, but I'll just do the melody. Da, 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 da. Dum, 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 dum. Oh, and count, when I wrote that document, the chord sheet that I did for you, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in a bar, as I'm counting it, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So you go bass, down, up, bass, down, up. Yeah, that happens in one bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically your bass note is on beat 1 and beat 3, and your strums are on beat 1, 2, 3, 4. Pardon me. Again, really, I think it's the real count is this would be 1E and a 2E and a 1E and a 2E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4 and a, so 16th notes. But to count it like that is quite a lot to hold in your head. So I just did it. I think it's easier to count it like this at the moment anyway. So yeah, so verse, basically then it's just 2 bars on each chord. C, D, A minor 7, and G. So bum, 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 da, 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 la, 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 la. La 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 do 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 la 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 la. Then you got this bar of D, yeah? So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, tell me why, yeah? So you got 4 beats on the D as I'm counting it. 1, 2, tell me. So that tell me is on beats 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, tell me why. Then when you get to the chorus, yeah. Like I said, the accents, the placing of the beats, of the placing of the accents, and where the melody, the vocal melody starts and stops, it moves across the line of the bars, so it doesn't stay in tandem with 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a really funny count. Funny. It's just unusual. And yeah, like I said, I couldn't find anybody addressing it on the internet, which is strange. So when you're playing that, yes, of course, if you just want to practice, you can follow what I've written in the Word document and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Then you're back to that, basically the intro. And then you have the next verse. What I've written is instrumental break. Yeah, that's just the guitar bit after the chorus. Okay, so that is the right amount. I spent the right amount of time on each chord. But if you're playing it, if you're playing and singing it, it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. There you can see, oh, that's a bit strange. The accent comes on beat 4 of the second bar, and then I got 4 more beats on a G, because I've got another bar of G, and then I've got a D, and then so that's what I mean about it moving across the bar. It doesn't stay in typical 4/4 time. So how I would do it is be very much guided by the vocal melody, and then the vocal melody and the little bits of guitar, the guitar phrases he does in between the vocal melody, because you've got going from that bar of D just before the chorus starts. Tell me why. So after I'd done that line, I can't do it up the octave as he does, so that's why I'm singing low, because remember the guitar's tuned down. So, tell me why. Then you've got this line of... So you've got this phrase, and that is what I'd have in mind. I would know that I've got to go, tell me why, la 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 la, da 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 da. And I take that phrase is how I would time those 2 bars of C, G, and then another bar of G, and then I've got the D. Yeah, I'd time that by... I can hear that phrase that the guitar is doing in the track. You've got the why. Okay, so let me show you that phrase. We've got the A minor 7. Then we've got, really, actually, I should have written in the document in the chorus after the A minor 7, C major 7. So you know C major 7, yeah? There's C, and then you just take off your first finger. And then you're playing that because the first note of the phrase is that open B string. Then second fret of the G string, open G string, and then go to a G. And I'm going to play that G. I know I just did this because I'm used to doing that, but Neil Young, I've noticed, does that a lot, doesn't he? So he takes that shape of the C, just down a set of strings for the G, and then this makes that easier, because what you've got is the G, and then first finger on the B string, often on the B string, which is going between a G and a G sus4. That's G sus4. So I hope you understand what I mean. I've got the line. I know the vocal line, the vocal melody. I get to this D. Tell me why. And then I know from listening to the song, this is it. It's all from listening to the song, okay? And that's how most people would do it. Most people, and this is, to do with why it hasn't been addressed on the internet, most people are not going to count, try and work out what the count is. I mean, some people will, and I know you get a lot of that on the internet, but the vast majority of people won't, and they'll just want to play it, and they'll do it by feel. They'll listen to it, and by repeated listening to it, they will get the timing of where these things come in the song. So they get the timing of where the vocal line comes, where the vocal melody comes, and then where the guitar phrase comes. So we got why, da, 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 la, la, la. And then, there's a bar of D, and you're not even counting that. You just know that you're on that for, in my count, 2 beats, and then the vocal melody comes again. So going from that A minor again, why, la, da, 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 dee, 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 la, la. Yeah, so I've got la, da, 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 dee, 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 tell me. And I know as soon as I've done this, la, da, 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 dee, 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 I've got that in my mind as a rhythmic phrase. La da 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 do 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 do, a rhythmic and melodic phrase. And then I know as soon as I hit la da 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 do 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 do, tell me, and I've got that in my mind of where the vocal melody comes in again. So I just hit this, do, tell me, boom, tell me. It's on the next beat or the next 2 beats as I'm counting it. Then you got the same sort of thing again. Why, da, 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 da. But instead of the, I don't think you have that again. You've just got a bar of G, and then you got the G major 7, which is just that. Okay, so however you're playing a G, I keep doing that with my second finger. You can play the G like that. The G major 7. You don't have to put the second finger on the A string. You could just leave it unfretted and have the A string muted by the underside of the third finger, and the first finger, because the second finger is a bit of a stretch. The first finger is going to be playing the second fret of the top E string. So we've got, tell me, from the beginning of the chorus, tell me why, da, 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 da. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, tell me why, da-da-da-da, 2, 3, 4, da-da-da-da-da. And then in that bar of G that comes after da-da-da-da, dum-dum-dum, you've got the lum-dum-dum, and that third melody, vocal melody note, comes on the G major 7. Now, this, you can see the rhythm. I'm just keeping the strumming simple here. I'm not doing the bass strum style as we have in the verse. I'm just doing down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Yeah? So I've got those 2 bars. Dun, 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 dun. That's 2 bars in my count of G major 7. Again, I'm not thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I'm not thinking the count at all. It's about feel. And guiding light is the vocal melody, because I've got la da da da, do you want da 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 dum 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 dum, and I know that I've got that dum 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 da dum da dum 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 dum. That's where the chord change comes, and I go to a C. And even if I didn't know what the chord was, I could look that up. Pretty much everybody's got that chord. And the feel is down to you listening. I mean, sometimes, if we're lucky, we'll find on the internet somebody's written out the whole thing in terms of what's really happening time-wise. But like I said, most of the time, and it's a good skill to develop, of course, you just listen to it again and again, and you get it from that. Yeah. So we got to and you can hear how that ties in the vocal melody and my strumming. The accents here are very much together of the vocal melody and my strumming, because the accent of the vocal melody comes on down strums. Pretty much for a lot of time. And then you hear that pickup again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is just open A string second fret, leading you into the C. Yeah, 2 bars of C, 2 bars of D, 2 bars of A minor or A minor 7, and then 2 bars of G. And then that's your instrumental break, and then you've got the verse again, which is that chord progression that I just did. La da dee da da, 2 bars of C, la da dee da, 2 bars of D, la 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 la, 2 bars of A minor 7, la la. Yeah, and then it happens again. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's repeated. Dun, 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 dun. 2 bars of G, and then you got that bar of D again. Tell me why, as a pickup to the chorus. Yeah, and the next choruses are the same as what I've just been through. Okay, more complicated, much more complicated than I thought it was going to be. All right, have fun with that. Bye.